Arsenal is set to lose a youngster known as Chido Obi Martin, 16 years of age. And guess what? The painful thing is that they're going to be losing him to Manchester United. Welcome to the Mono Gadgets. Sorry, it's the Rokani Media Football, and we are powered by Mono Gadgets 256. Hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and continue to obviously show us love. And how do you show us love? By really subscribing to this channel. If at all you have anything concerning a gadget, you can as well go ahead and obviously contact Mono Gadgets. After contacting Mono Gadgets, the rest will be history, and you'll thank me later. Call them on that number that you see on the screen, and obviously they really serve you to the best. I tell you, you won't regret when you obviously do your craft with Mono Gadgets. +256 70 99 88 665. Mono Gadgets for you, and he will obviously come in peace to obviously do the needful. And this is what we're really gonna be doing in here for this opener of the day. Arsenal yesterday went ahead to play a behind closed game with it was called, is it Lerion Orient in there for you, and they went ahead to beat it by 2-0. I came up and obviously gave you a little bit of a snippet of what we went ahead to happen that side. So let's obviously thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. The Christians, I know you are all flocking to church, and go there, do the needful, and the Lord God will obviously reward you abundantly into the mix. Now let's start it off with the Academy Scoop. Broke the story that Arsenal forward Chido Obi Martin visited Carrington earlier this week to discuss a move to Manchester United. He's yet to agree scholarship terms with Arsenal and could be set for a move to United despite constructive talks with Mikel Arteta. That was the first story that went. That is the first thing that that was the first person that went ahead to put out a story linking Chido Obi Martin out of Arsenal to obviously find himself in a position of really doing the needful, and that he's the guy known as Academy Scoop. Then later, Fabrizio Romano came up and told us that Chido Obi Martin will make final decision on his future in the next days. It won't be long. Arsenal feel they did their best with huge contract proposal. No green light from the player, feeling he's set to leave. Chido visited several clubs, including Manchester United, this week. So it shows you that he's on the move, and the moment a player starts to do that, that means he has gonna have to make a decision to obviously leave the club of Arsenal. So for everyone who has been asking me about Chido Obi Martin is really trying to do the needful to obviously find his next place to play his game of football at. And I know it's really very disgusting and very annoying to Arsenal fans, because you would have gonna obviously have him here for some long time, but it's not the case. It's obviously one of those moments that I'm going to come in through to really show us exactly what Arsenal is like without this direct passage to the first team. Fabrizio Romano also added green light, or added beef to his statement, and said Chido Obi Martin has not given green light to Arsenal over a new contract proposal. They believe he's probably gone. Man United are interested in Chido, with several other clubs from Germany. So Bayern Munich is leading the race when it comes to the teams in the Bundesliga, and when it comes to the teams in England, it's Manchester United that is really leading the race. Now, the other update that came in through from Fabrizio Romano, as far as Chido Martin is really concerned, read that Manchester United want to close Chido Obi Martin deal and pushing to get it sealed as soon as possible. Understand, Chido will make his final decision in the next hours or days after visiting several clubs in UK and Germany. It's considered imminent. So the fact is, there is no way back. Chido is like, I'm not going to stay at Arsenal, and it is really a very huge blow for the side of Arsenal, because this youngster has been scoring goals. And when did I obviously first get a glance about him, all on him? It was in the Youth Cup that was played between Manchester United and Arsenal. That was in the recently completed season. When the craft really came to where we want it to be, Chido Martin went ahead, obviously scored 2 goals. That game ended 4-2 in favor of Manchester United, but Chido Martin, I think it was 4-3. Chido Martin scored all the 3 goals for Arsenal, and he was really great. That way he switched to the left, switching to the right, and obviously cut into the middle to obviously score those goals, showed a very different kind of player altogether. And that's why Arsenal had gone ahead, obviously put in the biggest offer to convince him to obviously become the best player in here. But I tell you what, it has not gone ahead to come as expected. It has not gone ahead to come to pass, and it's really very, very, very agitating into the mix. So I tell you what, this guy is really good, and Chido Martin is really gonna take it to the heights, you know, and taking it to the heights, it's really gonna see Arsenal lose a player of this scale. But he wants to obviously make a decision, and obviously it's imminent coming in through from Chido Martin. And now there is something that Fabrizio really said, and I know Arsenal fans will be like, but why did Arsenal really let this guy go? And I think the body is not to blame, but I think a decision has gonna have to be made by the player himself, because we've been told by Fabrizio Romano again via playback that Arsenal did a fantastic effort to keep Chido Obi at the club. Arsenal offered a really improved contract, very big money to an academy player, and they also involved Mikel Arteta in the conversation. Arsenal tried until the end. So Arsenal tried to really convince the player to stay. Obviously, the player wouldn't obviously get convinced. That is it. And Chido Martin has gone ahead to make a decision to obviously leave the club of Arsenal. And he's like, I want to obviously go elsewhere. But for me, I've always gone ahead to let you know that however much we have these big young stars, and Mikel Arteta has not gone ahead to obviously show them a clear pathway to the first team, then all these young stars will leave. They will leave, as you saw, Kozia Dubry, Ronel Waters is also leaving, Chido has gone ahead to leave, you know, even others will leave. Why? Ever since Mikel Arteta came in through, tell me which youngster he has gone ahead to promote from the academy. No one. No one. You get Nwaneri getting his debut at the age of 15 when Arsenal was beating Brentford by 3-1. That was, I think, the last time we saw him play for Arsenal. I think he went ahead to play for Arsenal again in the Champions League when they are playing against, is it PSV, you know, in the Dutch side. So it is really very, 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 very annoying for these players, because there is no hope for them to go into the first team, you know. When you look at that entire side, Arteta's going to have to build a very good, exciting side at Arsenal, but he is not really following the norms of Arsenal. The norms of Arsenal have always going to have to be having these youngsters coming in through and really penetrating into the team, because you need to convince a player on things that you've gone ahead to do previously. Now, how could Mikel Arteta convince Chido to stay at the club of Arsenal when he hasn't obviously gone ahead to move or promote a player from the academy? The players that Arteta is using that we are promoted from the academy were promoted by Unai Emery, Emily Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka. Not so. The rest of the players have been bought from outside and brought in. You get? I'm not really downplaying or not appreciating the works of Mikel Arteta. Arteta has gone ahead to do a wonderful job at Arsenal. He has gone ahead to put in a very huge shift into the mix. And I tell you what, he's really one of those that has gone ahead to put in a very big shift that will obviously come in here and really talk about it. So I would love to let you know that Arteta is really one of those people that has gone ahead to do a wonderful job for the club of Arsenal. But for the youngsters, I think he has gone ahead to get a 1 out of 10. For the team progress, he's at 8 out of 10. But for promoting the youngsters from the academy to the first team, I think Arteta has gone ahead to do badly. And that's why Chido is like, I just want to leave the club of Arsenal. And at the age of 16, they are losing him out on a free. But I think for Arsenal, they all know to it that wherever he goes, if the club where he goes helps him, Arsenal will have a certain percentage, because of this player having gone ahead to be born and bred in the academy, but they wouldn't have wanted obviously lose the player. So Chido Obi Martin is leaving the club of Arsenal. He's either heading to Manchester United or Bayern Munich, but hugely United might be the portal that, or might be his next destination, because when you look at how United are really putting in young talent and promoting young players from the academy ever since Ten Hag came in through, Ten Hag is going to have to do a better job than Mikel Arteta. For example, Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, Kambwala, who has just gone ahead to be sold. You can look at it's called Koela into the mix, and very many others. If I told you watch the game of Man United yesterday, you saw to it that these young stars, most of them even look ready to get into the team of Manchester United. With purchasing Lenny Yoro, who is just 18, and he really put in a very beautiful show. That obviously shows Chido Martin that maybe there is future. Even at Bayern Munich, where he's being linked to obviously go ahead and really play, the guy has a lot of vibes. I tell you, he has a lot of vibes, and those vibes are really great. And we look at Bayern Munich, Joshua Kimmich, Jamal Musiala, Manuel Neuer, Toni Kroos, very many players they've gone here to promote from the academy to obviously get into the first team. That gives him vibes after vibes into the mix. So let's wait and see how things pan out, but a lot is really happening in the side of Arsenal. They're losing a young star known as Chido Obi Martin to either Manchester United or Bayern Munich. So guys, your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David is my name. First video of the day. It is going to come in through as a recording. 2 hours later, we are going to be streaming live and talking to you, the viewers of this channel, that I've going to obviously put us into the #1 spot when it comes obviously getting you these stories. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, the Christians, it's a Sunday. Have something to say to the Lord. Go to church. If you can't go to church, pray from home, because the Lord God that we obviously talk to is really omniscient. He's everywhere and he can listen to you. Obi Martin, 16-year-old, right? He's 16 years old and he was born in Denmark. He's really a player that has gone ahead to show huge potential. He's 1.88 meters tall at the age of 16, right? So it shows you that he's really good. And when you look at his Wikipedia, it really has lots of things that it really reads. And Obi Martin, known as Chido Obi, is a Danish player currently playing as a forward for Premier League club Arsenal. Born in Copenhagen, a suburb to a Danish mother and Igbo Nigerian father. He briefly attended Bonaventure's school, state in there for you, and he found himself really going to obviously do the needful and really get up to where we deserve to be. So that is exactly what is really happening at that side. And I tell you what, Chido Martin started off his career in there for you, and he joined Arsenal. Let me see, I just want to get to know, when did he join Arsenal? Eligible to represent Denmark, England, all right. The Denmark, before switching allegiance to England and representing the twice team. However, in April the same year, he returned to Danish under 16 twice, 3 appearances. His prolific scoring earned him up to call up, and he started Denmark's 2024 UEFA Championship campaign with 2 goals. So he has been trying to switch everything. But when you look at his career, he joined Arsenal in 2022. So he hasn't gone ahead to obviously last at Arsenal. He has been at Arsenal for 2 years, and he's leaving to either Manchester United or Bayern Munich. Guys, I'm out. Bye-bye.